Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Showing Small Engines. I tried something new today with the filming. See if we can do a little more first person, see if that makes it any better. I have this Poulan Pro in here, leaf blower that hasn't started in a while. I'm going to see if it has spark and compression quick, and if it does, we'll dig in and see what's going on. So what I'm going to do here, well, I'll just show you real quick that it will not start. It won't prime. There's nothing coming out of here in the primer. When I try to pull it, it just keeps pulling, nothing happens. So what I'm going to do, take this air box off, let's get some fuel in here and see if we have spark and compression. So I'm going to spray in a little bit of two-stroke fuel with the throttle on. Okay. And then see if we can get this thing to start. All right, so that's a good sign. It shows me I have spark and compression. Let's see if we can get fuel into this. The primer bulb looks okay. I want to make sure, yeah, I see there's fuel in it, but maybe the fuel filter's blocked. Probably gonna have to do a carb rebuild anyway, but first thing we'll do is let's take a look at the fuel line, see what kind of condition they're in. Well, I can see right away that there is no fuel line attached, so that's why I'm not going to get any priming. So this may be an easy fix. I may only have to do some fuel lines here, and if the carb's in good shape, we could just send it on its way. But let's get that fuel filter out of there. I'm going to drain this fuel at first and get everything out of there. So there's our fuel filter, which is in pretty good shape. We'll get that fuel line out of there. Now I'm going to remove the carb because I want to get to these fuel lines. I'm going to have to replace them anyway, so let's get that off. So it's 5/32 hex bit. Pull the air box. Pop the carb off. Disconnect the throttle arm. And then pull the fuel lines. Okay, that little piece that falls out, just get that out. This piece is supposed to go on the inside. I usually don't care about it. I usually end up just running the fuel line straight down through. I'm going to get this all cleaned off so we don't incorporate dirt into the fuel tank. All right, got the fuel tank nice and clean. Now, let's get onto the carburetor and the fuel lines. Like I said, I may not have to clean up this carburetor, but I think I'm going to since it's already off, just to make sure everything looks good on it. Trying not to destroy this gasket. All right, this is your return line. That's the one that just goes into the tank and spits out unused fuel. And then this is your intake line. Now let's get this carb apart, just take a look inside, see what we see. Want to see what the diaphragm looks like, the gaskets. Also, we got a bunch of dirt in here. And here is the fuel screen, which I don't know how this would ever run like that. A lot of dirt in there. A lot of dust, sawdust. So that would definitely cause some problems for running. Let's look at the diaphragm. Let's look at these gaskets quick. Actually, the gaskets aren't terrible. Pretty good shape, honestly. Primer bulb, decent. I do have replacements. If I could probably do that right away. So this gasket and pump here look pretty good. I don't think I have to deal with that at all. Let's look at the metering diaphragm. That's also not too bad either. A little bit of dirt in there. I'm going to see if I have a replacement diaphragm for this. I think I do. It's not awful, but while I'm in here, it's worth replacing. So I think I do. From an old rebuild I did. Yep. Alright, so just make sure that the pins are the same size on the back. Just got to make sure that these little nubs on the back on the pinwheel are the same. They are. So I can get rid of that. And let's get a new diaphragm on there. Gasket goes down first. Then the diaphragm with the pinwheel side down. And the cover. You could go and buy an aftermarket carb. However, these Zamas are superior to those Chinese aftermarket ones. And you can get one of these rebuild kits for about $5, which is a lot cheaper than like a $20 carb. Just takes a little more time. Now let me get a new primer bulb. All right, now carb rebuilt. Let's get some new fuel lines and put the fuel filter on. This is the what I replaced so far. All right, so this is a Tygon fuel line. It's really good quality fuel line. You're going to pay more for it, but it's not going to break down and get brittle in a year or two. It's going to last you a while. So I just need to have enough to go from the carburetor down into the fuel tank. So I'm going to cut it about right there. I can always cut extra off if I have too much. And then what I do here is I'm going to cut this on a little bit of an angle so I can feed this into the fuel tank a little easier. Once it's in there, I can reach in my needle nose. I can grab that and pull. All right, now I'm going to pull this through a little bit so I can cut this end off and apply my fuel filter. Okay, now we can shove that back down underneath. Make sure it's sitting flat, flush against the bottom. And pull out some of the slack. There we go. Now this other line is the return. I don't need a lot of that. I'm just going to cut it again on an angle. Feed that guy in. That one doesn't have to go in very far, only about a ½ inch to an inch or so. Okay, and then I'll cut those lines to length when I get the carburetor back on. All right. So this guy mounts like that. So I need to cut right there. And right there. Better to be a little bit long than short here. My line in and my return line. And then my throttle. I'm going to clean this air box quick. Let's get this gasket on again. You want to go in slow with these screws because it's going in the plastic. All right. Good. Let's get some fuel in here and see if we can draw some fuel in with the bowl. Remember, use 2-stroke fuel. It'll take me a few times to see if we can get some of this fuel up in here. There it goes. Nice. All right. I'm going to choke it and see if we can get it to start. Okay, it runs, which is good, but it runs a little rich, so I'm going to have to adjust the carburetor down inside here. These little notches down here. So this takes a special tool. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to start it with the air filter in and the air box on. I'm going to start it, and then I'm going to try to adjust the high screw. It's running a little bit rich, so I need to turn that screw inward, but I'm going to wait till it starts before I do that. I'm going to adjust the low screw to try to get the idle down a little bit, make it a little richer. And now I'm going to adjust the idle too. All right, that's it. This is the 21 splined tool. Again, if you can't see it, there's your low jet is right there. That should be about 3/4 of a turn out, give or take a little bit. And then this is your high. What I'll do is I'll fiddle with it in and out a little bit until I hear the engine start revving with the throttle on. And when I start to hear it running really well, I'll turn it back, back it out until it starts to run low. Then I'll turn it in just a little bit. That way I know I'm running on a little bit on the leaner side than the richer side, so I don't fry my engine. So I hope this helps somebody. Let me know what you think of the first person camera angle. Hopefully it wasn't too shaky. I definitely prefer the putting it on a tripod, but let me know what you guys think. If this helped, hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, or if this helped you, let me know. Thanks, guys. Check out my other videos. And like and subscribe. Catch you guys next time.